In other news, a survey conducted by the Jerusalem Report has revealed that more than a year passes between visits to the capital by nearly 50% of Israel's population that lives outside the capital's metropolitan area. The magazine's editor, Matthew Kalman, discussed the implications of this with IBA's Ellie Wogelenter.
When it comes to peace talks, Israelis are absolutely united over the fact that they don't want to see Jerusalem divided. They don't want to see even East Jerusalem given up to the Palestinians. But when it comes to actually visiting their own capital city and seeing Jerusalem for themselves, enjoying what Jerusalem has to offer, nearly half of all Israelis don't even bother to go there.
But if Israelis are not coming to visit, how are we going to be able to argue that Jerusalem should be ours, united, one undivided city?
The impact of Israelis avoiding Jerusalem could have major implications for the peace process. First of all, it means that a whole generation of Israelis are growing up who never visit Jerusalem, have never been taken there by their families, and don't know what it is, what's there, or why it should be important to them. And the implications are that in a generation or two, you will have a new era of Israelis growing up who don't know Jerusalem and probably won't care about it either, because they'll only know about it in theory and not in practice. They won't have seen it for themselves. The other thing that's happening in the sort of geopolitical level is that because of the exodus of young secular Israelis from the city over the last 20 years, what has happened is that the Arab population of Jerusalem has actually increased to the extent where it used to be a third of the city was Arab, and it's now more than a third. It's now getting on for about 30, 35, 36%.
Can Mayor Barkat reverse that trend and get Israelis to come visit?
What Mayor Nir Barkat is doing is actually very clever. What he has done is he has completely ignored the political aspects of Jerusalem. When you speak to Mayor Barkat, as we do in this issue of the Jerusalem Report, he just doesn't talk about politics. He talks about economics, he talks about business, he talks about culture, and he talks about tourism. Now that's a very clever thing to do, because what he's basically doing is he's shifting the whole discussion about Jerusalem from a heavy pressure cooker of a political city to somewhere where you can come and enjoy yourself. You can come and run a marathon, you can come to an ice festival, you can come and see the opera, you can wander around the old city at night and look at the light festival or listen to music. And that's a very clever thing to do. And if you look at Jerusalem through the summer, you'll see that week after week after week is just a series of festivals. Not religious festivals, not the foot festivals that brought pilgrims here in centuries past, but modern cultural festivals. And so he's trying to shift the whole agenda of Jerusalem from being this heavy pressure of a city to being somewhere where you can actually come and enjoy yourselves. But what our poll shows in the Jerusalem Report this issue is that so far it doesn't seem to be working, at least as far as other Israelis are concerned. So he still has an uphill struggle, but he's probably on the right